As far as I can tell, most One Piece fans would say that the post-time skip arcs of the story are not as good as the pre-time skip arcs of One Piece. For the most part, I would argue that Whole Cake Island is the best arc in the post-time skip. I think it's an outstanding arc. And in the anime, Wano Country, to be fair, in the manga has ups and downs. But in the anime, they do a lot of things I think overall better, and they even add context, certain scenes, where in the manga, that context, the clarification is lacking. However, in general, people would argue that Shibondi, Baratier, Arlong Park, Marine Ford, Enies Lobby, Water 7, these arcs are just head and shoulders above most of the post-time skip arcs. But Egghead Island, whoa, Egghead Island is changing the game. This arc so far has been, man, yes! It is the start to the final saga of One Piece, and so far, it has been an outstanding start. Oh, Egghead Island is an absolute arc to remember, and Oda has been doing a few things in this arc masterfully. By no means is it perfect, but I would say right now it is on pace to be the best arc in the post-time skip, and arguably one of the best arcs of all time in One Piece. Okay, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. But as far as I can tell, based on my own empirical evidence, I would say that most people who are One Piece fans have been just enjoying One Piece 2023 when we do get chapter content and there's no breaks. It has been fantastic. Most folks are enjoying it and embracing it through and through. But what are the main reasons why? And I argue there are three main reasons why this arc could actually be, coming in it all, in the top 5 best arcs in all of One Piece. I would say number 2 is the most important reason. But before we get to number 1, 2, or 3, we have to go to 0 and give a brief word for today's sponsor.
Lovely.
And today's sponsor is none other than the Surfshark VPN.
Oh!
You see, the World Wide Web absolutely is a very dangerous place. One false step, one wrong move, and you will find out that your week, your month, your year could be completely ruined. And that's why, for my fellow weebs out there across the world, I know that we explore some very interesting locations and some very interesting places on the web.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to...
But you need protection. You need safety. And Surfshark VPN absolutely has your back with dope features like the clean web feature that clears up any malware, any viruses, any bad actors that may try and ruin your day. I am a big dude.
Duh.
And part of the reason why is because of them sweet, delicious cookies. Absolutely. But I hate them. I detest them online. So Surfshark VPN is my online dietitian as well. And it's my dietitian everywhere. My desktop, my laptop, my phone, wherever I am, I can have Surfshark VPN protecting me, making sure I am secure, safe, and sound. Furthermore, if you want access, let's say any region-gated content, let's say on Netflix, let's say on Hulu, and even my own channel, since I do have region-gated content.
What did he say?
And you want to gain access to this region-gated content, then you can easily do so by changing the location that you are located in with Surfshark VPN, and with the click of a button, that region-locked content has now been unlocked. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, go in the description box down below. You use code KOL, that is KOL. Attention! Black Friday month, Black Friday month! Go in the description box down below to get a special Black Friday deal, up to 6 months free off of your purchase of Surfshark VPN when you use code KOL, that is KOL. Once again, link in the description box down below. And now, back into the video. Now, reason number 1 why this arc is so damn good so far: the Straw Hats. It's simple, but it's honest to goodness the truth here. We all know what happened at the end of Wano Country with a specific character that constantly said they were going to join the Strat crew, And then Oda and the editors sort of postponed, delayed that-ish, hopefully, right? Yeah. That character did not join the crew, and it really did feel like a big waste of time come the end of the Wild Country arc, particularly when it was as poorly fleshed out as it was. It just kind of happened. And in the manga version, hopefully the anime fixes it and they add more filler to add more context to it. But in the manga version, it is a stain, I think, on the entirety of the Wano Country arc. But at the same time, focusing on the Straw Hats, meaning the main cast of characters that we have followed for the vast majority of the story, it is a nice return to form. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I think actually I would say a lot of folks do like it when we focus predominantly and hunker down on the Straw Hats and we follow the Straw Hats as they go through these crazy shenanigans, and we don't have a lot of these extra members, not Straw Hats, these tag-along individuals. And for so much of the post-time skip, there are too many tag-along individuals. Momonosuke, Kinemon, Kanjiro, of course, Trafalgar D, Water Law. Law in particular is, you can argue very easily, very egregious, not because he's a bad character, no. He's actually one of the best characters in One Piece. But as a certain savage, Randy Troy, would say, he takes too much from the other characters in the Straw Hat crew. He's a doctor like Chopper. He is a swordsman like Brook and like Zoro. He is somewhat stealthy like Sanji was, and now he's all about the history and finding out more of the D-Clan stuff, kind of like Robin. Law's existence did siphon off, like an old school cell suck. It just siphoned off a lot of the nutrients, a lot of the time and energy Oda would give to the Straw Hats, because Law is doing those things now. But ultimately speaking, we as One Piece fans, at least I'll argue for the most part, we care about the Straw Hat limelight the most since they're the main characters and we follow them the most. In Egghead Island, it does feel like we are finally with the Straw Hat crew in earnest. Yes, technically in Wano Country they were back together, but at the same time didn't really feel that way, because there are so many players and so many characters of focus that need to focus in Wano Country. There's literally 9 scabbards, man, damn. There are so many characters that Oda couldn't really give the shine, the love, the appreciation for the Straw Hat crew like he used to. Oda be damned that we actually get a Brook and Apu fight. No. Apu has to go and fight against Drake, and he has to run around and deal with Cypher Pole, stuff like that. So Egghead Island does, I think, do a good job with those old school vibes when it comes to focusing on the Strat crew and the Strat crew predominantly and their crazy situations and circumstances. That's number 1. Number 2. This, I think, is actually the biggest reason. Oda is tapping in to the legacy characters. Yes, there are a lot of characters in One Piece, without a damn doubt. But there are certain characters that kind of stand on top of the pecking order in terms of global importance and how important these characters are to the main characters themselves. So many of these characters in the pre-time skip and post-time skip kind of sat around and did nothing. They were literally stagnant for 15, 20, 25 years, charging their falcon punches for the longest. And it's in Egghead Island when they finally make moves. And this in of itself is a big deal, because it is one of the prima reasons why we know, yeah, we're in the final saga, because these characters are doing stuff. Think about it so far. We have seen 3 Yonko and 2 admirals in combat in this arc. The major players that have been on the move so far in this arc have been Garp, Chill Joe, the 5 elders via St. J. Garcia Saturn, characters that are introduced like almost 800, 900 chapters ago. They're doing something. Shanks on the move, doing something. Blackbeard on the move, doing a lot. And Dragon's a weird case. The fact of the matter is that Oda has so many of these legacy characters that he's kind of building up through word of mouth, through very subtle actions. Like, for example, the last time we saw Garp do something outside this arc was him with the Reverie guiding Shirahoshi and the Fishmen when they go over to the Reverie. He's their escort, and then we see them return to Fishman Island to give them the message about Alabasta. There's something up with Alabasta, what's going on. Not really, like he's there, like we know he exists, cool, but is he really doing much-ish? Yeah, I mean, maybe. But now we see Garp trying to save Kobe. He's coming in with the Galaxy Impact, doing Mad Lad stuff, fight against the Blackbeard Pirates. Like, whoa! Kuzan, who we only saw really fight in the pre-time skip. In the post-time skip, him and Garp are going blow for blow. Yes! A character like Mihawk. Oh, I'm not trying to push any like agendas per se, but he's kind of a boring dude. He doesn't really do much. He's in his kingdom with Perona and those monkeys, and they just chill in a very depressing place. Hey, yo, Buggy, do me a favor. Get his ass on up. What happens? Hey, you're in the cross guild now, kid. And now all of a sudden, Mihawk has so much potential to do something, and that in of itself is so exciting. Just, yeah, we are literally in the stretch of the story where we're going to see Mihawk versus Zoro, and Mihawk isn't just sitting down on his ass doing nothing. The same for Crocodile. Crocodile's doing stuff now. Blackbeard he's plotting. Ooh, Blackbeard is plotting something big. He's scheming some major moves. And we just saw him take out Law. Shanks, the God King, he just took out Kid. Yonko have been on the move, doing things effectively. Even one Monkey D. Luffy. When was the last time we saw Kizaru do anything? He made a comment about, Akainu, Sakazuki, shall I stop the Yonko from meeting up? I mean, hindsight, I don't know. No agenda, no agenda. The idea though, is that, what is that? There is no substance there. It's a few words and that's it. And then we see him later on with the Kainu and Black Horse when they talk about Sabo and a few good men and that kind of stuff. Speaking of, Akainu did something. Akainu has been desk bound. Like he was Stephen Hawking's. The man couldn't move. He was just, oh my God, I'm so sorry. What happens? In comes Kuma. Oh, my chance. Here comes Akainu. A few attacks on Kuma. Akainu did something. So Oda is tapping in to a lot of the legacy characters that have been around for a long period of time. Even Dragon has been kind of doing stuff here and there, talking to the Vegapunks. He's in a lot more flashbacks now, which is a big deal of itself. Of course, you have him setting up the battle against the world government, where we know the Rev have been targeting the supply routes of the Celestial Dragons. This is such good content, and we haven't seen Dragon fight yet. So legacy characters matter a lot. Oda has done, I think, an excellent job keeping them kind of in the background, but now at the last stage of the One Piece party, it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Now they're pulling up. Ooh, we go until 6, 8 o'clock in the morning, easy. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Oh my goodness. And then reason number 3, Oda is expanding and he is shifting the playing field. Like I said before, Law and his crew could be just out of the picture when it comes to the actual race of One Piece. Kid and his men, they could literally be dead. Literally, unironically, be 6 feet under or feeding some fishes. Some big giant Elbat fishes, gigantic basses, and 30-foot flounder. Oh yeah, Kid's crew could literally all be dead. St. J. Garcia Saturn has pulled up onto Egghead Island, some weird demon form. What? Damien!
Amen.
You have Rob Lucci versus Luffy. That went down. You have Vegapunk explain more about the devil fruits, and not just the artificial ones, but also the actual different powers. These powers coming from, in some sort of way, another plane of existence. That's major. That's massive. Just seeing Vegapunk himself, a man who was like mythical in the One Piece story up until this arc, do something, be active, his role in the story, trying to make the World Wide Web, the internet, and then how his dream deals with infinite energy, literally finding out that back in the day, there was a kingdom like this kingdom, but more advanced, and they had some crazy, super powerful energy source, potentially even better than nuclear fusion. Y'all, I'm sweating just thinking about how Oda is expanding the scope of the story, the lore of the story, the foundation of the story, how he's shifting around so many players. Kizaru gets backstory content, fights against Luffy, and then gets star-gunned by Luffy. Aokiji gets that love. Battleship Bags gets a lot of love. Him fighting against Garp. How this plays into Kobe, where the Kobe fanboys they're on cloud nine. We see what he does to Avalo Pizarro's arm. We have gotten so many of the Blackbeard pirates abilities. Warp ability, Doc Hughes' disease ability, the strong ability of Burgess, the Glug Glug of Vasco Shot. I can go on and on and on, but you can see how he's shifting and he's changing so many prevalent pieces that we've never really seen Oda do before in the story, because even though we're focusing a lot on the Straw Hats, it's also shifting major players, and we're doing this in real time as the Straw Hats do their own thing. That's super dope, because in the past, it was normally what? Word of mouth, newspapers, here's what happened. What happened exactly? We're not too sure, but we know this happened. It's almost like, for example, while Luffy and company make their way to Zou, we actually get to see full-on combat and fighting between Jack the Drought, Sengoku, and Fujitora as Jack the Drought tried to save Doflamingo.
Now you got my attention.
In Wano Country, we got like a few chapters in between acts, but we're getting so much more of that content on a regular basis where we completely leave the Straw Hats to focus on Blackbeard, to focus on Garp, to focus on Shanks. And this is happening right in the middle of major Straw Hat activity. Not when it's downtime, but when it's uptime with the Straw Hats. This, I want to say, is the first time we see Oda do this. And I would say it works out masterfully, because we're not just moving the in-island story progression, but now we're also moving the global, the world schema story progression in major ways, since other major players that can move the world are actively doing just that. They're changing the world with their own crazy and major events that we are seeing directly. Garp going in on BB's crew. Yeah. Even before that, Lulusia Kingdom getting wiped out by 16 death rays. Amazon Lily completely folded. Here come the Seraphim. Here come Blackbeard. Here's Rayleigh.
That's enough.
So look, I can go on and on and on. But Oda, I would say, has done an excellent job so far this arc. It's not perfect. No. Like, for example, I would still like to know what happened with the Straw Hat crew versus the Seraphim. I still want to know that, because that whole thing was just skipped. Like, wait, Robin is heavily wounded. Why? Cockafar against two of them? Show me that, please. You know? So these are things I still want to see, and the conclusion of the arc could still be an iffy conclusion. Yeah, that is possible. I'm gonna keep it a stack. However, the upcoming stuff in this arc, I think, is looking very, very bright, where folks are expecting a potential Monkey D family meetup, where Dragon could come along, let's say, with Kuma, or later on during this arc, and then Dragon and Luffy meet. We know that Kuma is coming for sure, and that's gonna be a great moment, I think, when you have Kuma and Bonnie, when they see the fabled Nika, the dum-dum-da-da, when they see Luffy and they hear the drums of liberation, and then potentially Luffy, he does the incident, maybe Jay, after dealing with Kuma, in comes Monkey D. Luffy, and it's not a good day for the Gorosei. No way. And then you have that gigantic Titan robot also moving via the drums of liberation, and this robot, you know, it's gonna devastate. You know it's going to devastate on behest of the Sun God and Monkey D. Luffy. And as far as we know, there are still like Blackbeard pirates that are in the area-ish, maybe? Blackbeard has plans. People have to remember, Blackbeard has plans. These plans, I think, are going to be crazy for the final side of the story. So, with all that being said, I don't think Oda can fumble the ball. He could, but he'd be like he'd have to actively fumble the ball in this situation when he's 2 yards away from touchdown. Oh yeah, like he's throwing the game. Like James Harden on the Clippers, he's just throwing. Don't get me started. That being said, depending on how this arc ends off, let's say, for example, it's a lackluster ending, or we get some of the most hypest content, like, for example, an Emu or a Rox D. Sebek face reveal. If we get an ending of that magnitude for this arc, there's a good chance here that Egghead Island is going to be not only in the top 5 best arcs in all of One Piece, but potentially could be the best arc in all of One Piece so far. But again, let me know your stance on this arc, and if you enjoy my video content, make sure to smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and join the notification squad to be updated on future videos and shorts and so on and so forth. I'm gonna catch you cats on the flip side.
See you. Bye bye.